What up, Shredder? One of the most confusing things about snowboarding is what to wear to the mountain. Today, we're going to break it down step by step so you know exactly what to bring to the mountain. If you want to make sure you never miss a video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. While you're at it, hit notifications and smash that like button. What to wear to the mountain? It can be extremely confusing and it seems like you need 27 different pieces of clothing just to go snowboarding. I was at Vail on a POW day with one of my new snowboarder friends last year, and we got out of the car and he said, "You're really good at getting ready for snowboarding." And what he meant is he's scrounging around trying to find each piece, and I just have everything neatly packaged up and ready to go, get out of the car, get on the hill, and catch that POW before anybody else does. So today, Ben, who's much better at this stuff than I am, is going to break down exactly what you need to wear to the mountain so that you have a great day out there, you don't get too cold, not too hot, and you're not scattered all over the place with your gear.
Yeah, the first thing you're going to want to do is secure the bag. Now what I mean by that is have a bag that you can kind of keep all your riding stuff centrally located in.
Yeah, that's going to reduce so much stress from your life, especially if you're going on a trip, and you're not going to have to wonder, do I have everything? Because you know exactly where everything goes in the bag and what to bring. All right, so let's grab that bag.
All right, so this is the perfect riding bag, Chris. Multiple pockets. You got your big one to kind of keep everything, your pants, your jacket, your base layers. You can see the separate pockets up top with zippers and mesh. That's where I'll keep like my socks. On the side here, we've got other separated pockets. You can keep your beanies, your gloves, anything on the side there. Same thing on the opposite side. I've got my tool, snacks pocket right here. On the other end, good little pocket. This is where you can keep some extra face masks.
Nice.
Another pocket on the other end. This is where I keep my backup goggles.
Oh yeah.
And then one of my favorite parts about this bag is really the boot locker. This is a little bit extra, but you can see a waterproof bag with ventilation to let those boots breathe. All in one place, you're never gonna forget anything, and you can overpack it.
Awesome, so is this called a snowboard bag? Like, did you get this from a snowboard company?
This
specifically designed for that?
This is a snowboarding bag, yes.
Yeah. I always just use an IKEA plastic bag, but that's
you can
not
do better.
Practice.
So that's our riding bag. Again, you don't need a riding bag. You can go Young Christian's way and get the big IKEA bag, but just one central place to keep all your stuff together.
Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade this year. So let's get rid of that bag and let's bring in another piece of gear.
So here we are, base layers, right? This is where it all starts. What I really like is the Air Blaster Ninja suit. This is a one-piece zip up, runs the whole way down with a 359-degree zipper. Goes almost the whole way around so you can get in and out of it easily. I'll show you real quick here. The whole way, in case you gotta go to the bathroom, you got that covered. And really what this does for me is it builds the foundation of my whole kit. So one piece with the little cufflinks. You do have the optional hood, and then it zips up nice and high with some softer material around your neck. So this is your base layer. You don't need to do a ninja suit, but this is definitely my preferred base layer. These come in different varying degrees of how warm they can be. They go all the way up to a merino wool, which is gonna be a little bit warmer. I just take the basic acrylic and it works just fine for me. And I'll pretty much wear this every single day I snowboard.
Yeah, the proper base layer is so key. Like, we'll see people out there snowboarding in khakis or wearing jeans on the mountain, or they have cotton base layers. And as soon as they get wet, they're pretty much done for the day, or they're stuck up on the mountain and their clothes are freezing and they're getting hypothermia.
Yeah, I cannot stress the importance enough of the base layer. This is where it all starts. This is gonna give you your foundation.
Yeah, and so this is actually gonna wick away sweat, right? It's not gonna freeze if you, because a lot of times snowboarding, you're gonna get sweaty when you're riding hard, and then as soon as you're back on the lift, it's cold again. And so you have this sweat freeze pattern going on. So you have to make sure you have something that can combat that pattern.
Absolutely. And that's your base layer.
Socks.
Socks, right? Everybody has them. Does everybody have skiing or snowboarding specific socks? And what makes that a skiing or snowboarding specific sock? What I have right here, this is from a company called Smart Wool. They did a collab with We Drink Water, awesome company. Check them out sometime. But what makes it a snowboarding sock is really the material that they put into it, and then the stitch work as well. If you see on the toe here, you want to GoPro this shot.
Close up of this.
What we have here is a seamless toe box. So there's no seam that's going to be adding any bunching. You can see built up padding underfoot, so a little bit more support to wrap your arch, more padding in the heel, and then a little bit of elastic at the top just to keep everything tight at the top of the sock. You don't want this sagging down and dropping. So this is a snowboard specific sock that I would highly recommend.
There's a couple things I want to get to, but one is I see people have boots that are too big for them. Maybe they borrowed them from a friend or the hand-me-downs, and they think, I'm just going to put on 3 pairs of socks to make this boot fit. Is there anything wrong with that, or is it a good or bad idea?
Yeah, you're not going to want to do that. If you are wearing multiple pairs of socks, what that does is as your body sweats, it kind of builds a layer of condensation between the socks, which is then more likely to get colder, and then you're actually kind of trapping a cold layer around your foot. So don't wear multiple pairs of socks. You want to get the right size fitting boot and wear a ski or snowboard specific sock.
Yeah, and then do we have, depending on how cold it is, do we have different like thickness or temperature rated socks?
Absolutely, Christian. So this is a good sock for pretty much your everyday, not a really cold day, but these will get you through just about everything. And then if you are looking for a more, really cold day sock, you can look into that thicker material, merino wool. Again, you're never wanting to really double up on a sock. Maybe just get a thicker sock to begin with.
Yeah, very common mistake, so watch out for that one. It's gonna make your feet colder, they're just gonna freeze up, and you're gonna have a miserable time. So get the right socks and you're gonna be happy snowboarding.
And the pro tip here for you is gonna be get 2 pairs of snowboard socks. Think about if you're going up to the mountains, you gotta make a trek up there and you wanna crash on a buddy's couch. If you have 1 pair of socks and it's stinking up the place, that's gonna be your only trip to that buddy's place. So get 2 pairs of socks. I recommend more thin pair and then a thicker pair for the colder days. And this also doubles as you're breaking in boots. You can start in a thinner sock as that boot breaks in, and then move to a thicker sock once you're kind of packed out that liner.
Awesome. Socks. So let's go ahead and jump to the next item.
Here we are. We're talking about the bibs now. You don't need to rock a bib. I really like it because I don't get snow down my pants. But yeah, this is going to be basically for the lower half of your body. You want a good waterproof material. I recommend at least 10K. We can go into waterproofing ratings later. We'll explain all those, but 10K and up for anything here in the Rockies, depending on where you're at. If you're in the Northwest and get that wet, heavy snow and rain, you're going to want to go with maybe a Gore-Tex material. But for the dry snow of Colorado, I get by with my 15K bibs.
Yeah, so that's going to be the waterproof rating. You can see it on the tag when you're buying your snow pants. And again, Ben is wearing bibs, so it's coming the whole way up to his chest. Not all snow pants are going to look like that. Some of them just stop like regular pants. But it's really up to you. I know bibs have been on style for a while, and now they're back in. So any update on that?
Everything's cyclical, Christian.
Yeah. I personally got bibs last year, and I love them. I'm out there riding PAL, just rolling around and not getting any snow down my pants.
Yeah, so as you're out there looking for your new pair of snow pants, a couple things you want to consider. The waterproof rating, obviously see how they fit. You don't want depending on your style, you could go baggy, but you want something that fits you comfortably. Do a couple of those snowboard movements in them. Make sure you're not tearing out the crotch or anything, and make sure those pants can flex. So if you look at the waterproof rating, make sure it's comfortable and the fit is right. And then you can check out some of the extra features. These pants come kind of loaded with stuff, be it all the extra pockets that you have, the ventilation on this vent shock on the side. That way, if you're overheating, you can just undo these on the chair and you can breathe. For the pockets, I prefer like a sealed pocket, so you're not gonna trash anything in there. You can see it's a nice waterproof pocket. And then, all the way down to the bib guards. These have some cool stuff. If you're a fan of the BOA, you got the glory hole right here. You can open that up and just turn your dial without having to take your cuff up off your pants. So that's a really cool added feature that a lot of companies have, but not everybody calls it the same thing.
We got the pants. Let's get the next one.
So, as you can see, I've got my jacket on here. This is my anorak pullover. I really like this jacket. It's got a half zip. Great waterproof rating, Velcro on the cuffs to adjust that cuff link to tighten up the.
Check that out.
So if you want to get that nice and snug over your glove, you can see the Velcro just coming in nice and tight. Again, with ventilation, this one has a little bit of a different style, just on one side coming the whole way down. Really pretty nice to let it air out and breathe while you're overheating. Big kangaroo pocket across the top. Again, zippers are very clutch when you're out there riding. Velcro's great. I trust zippers a little bit more for actually keeping stuff in. The kangaroo extends across the middle, and I can use that as a little storage pocket as well. I prefer to have a jacket with a hood for those really brutal chair rides when you're just freezing. You can pull this up, cinch tight, and pretty much get into your bubble. It's a little bit warmer here today, but this is a nice way to really stay dry, warm and dry on the chairlift. All
right, yeah, so we got the base layer, we got socks, we got the pants, jacket. It's time for some accessories. All right, we've got our accessories here on the table. You wanna walk us through?
Yeah, I always like to ride with a face mask. Something you can kind of pull up and down, kind of cut off some of that bite from the wind, really protect your nose and those really kind of sensitive areas that can get frostbitten without you noticing. So a face mask is a good one. I go a little bit extra and rock this hood right here. It just makes me feel secure. This isn't for everybody, but it is nice because it can kind of stretch over a helmet and give you that warmth locked in that sense. A beanie, I like the Patmore Orange, one of my favorites from Hal there. And then some mittens too. Mittens, gloves, whatever your preference. I think mittens are great because, fingers need friends. Again, shout out Royal White. But when you have the mitten there, it's gonna keep your fingers together and they're gonna generate the heat for each other. Versus a glove where every finger is kind of on its own. So mittens for me. And then of course the goggles. I've got the Dragon DX3 right here. This is an awesome goggle. It is over the glass compatible. It's got great peripheral and it doesn't break the bank here with its Lexicon lens. Here we are, all complete, ready to ride. Layering is key, but as you can see, I don't really have any skin exposed. For me, that's kind of like a personal preference, but the sun and the elements can be pretty damaging. So make sure you have this ability to get fully geared out and fully covered.
Yeah, this is gonna make your day so much more fun if it's cold out there and you don't have anything exposed. You can just be nice and cozy in all your gear. And Ben has layers on right now too, so he can always take off, one of those face masks. He can always take off some of those layers and strip down and get a little more air going. I always say it's better to be too warm than too cold because I hate being cold. So I think that's all we got. But hold on, my phone's ringing. I think I don't know who this is, Ben. Oh, yeah? Is he? No? That's your mom.
Oh, my helmet.
Hold on.
My helmet. Because none of us want to relearn to read or walk or anything like that. Increase your chances of not doing significant brain damage to yourself and rock a helmet.
Something like 70 or 80% of skiers and snowboarders wear helmets now. So it used to be like uncommon or maybe even a little taboo, but now it's become taboo not to wear one. And so I know it can be tempting to want to be cool and not wear a helmet, but the reality is you're not going to be happy with yourself if you smash your head and, like Ben said, you have to relearn to eat or to walk or to do any of those things. Snowboarding is just a sport. It's a lifestyle sport. It is an awesome time, but let's be safe out there. Wear your helmet and you're going to shred even harder.
All right, peace out, Shredder.